Alrighty, beautiful people, we're in English 10, Unit 4. And at the bottom here, you guys can see that we're moving on to small group presentation, Tuesday through Friday. So we have step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's what we're doing Tuesday through Friday this week before Thanksgiving. Step 1 then is an overview and instructions. The assignment is slideshows, baby. You've read about individuals, families, and societies who pursue material possessions in some form. Work with your group to develop and refine a multimedia presentation that addresses this question. In what ways can material possessions create both a sense of comfort and a sense of anxiety? So as you review what we've read, and we're reflecting on 2 texts today, think about the positive and negative aspects of the hunt for material possessions. We read La Rinconada, where the poorest people living in the roughest conditions on earth are searching for gold. Meanwhile, we also read The Thrill of the Chase, in which a man creates a treasure hunt by burying his own, or not burying per se, hiding his own treasure for people to find. So you'll want to gather evidence and media examples. Think about, are there videos? And for sure there are videos on both these topics. Research La Rinconada, find out about the people, find videos about the people, see if there are interviews. Also find information on the man from The Thrill of the Chase. There's interviews, there's many YouTube interviews with newscasters, and including the finding of the treasure. So look those up, learn about them. And then with your group, you're going to want to come up with an answer to this question. That is your thesis. And use that thesis about the relationship between material possessions and a person's state of mind. So, pretty fun idea here. So the next step then is brainstorm. Your job is to answer the question for both the texts. How are material possessions and are both a comfort and anxiety in La Rinconada and The Thrill of the Chase? So you'll be talking about comfort and anxiety in both texts and materials in both texts. So it's kind of like you'll have part 1 and part 2 for number 1 and part 1 and part 2 for number 2. Talking about both comfort and anxiety in each of those. And then you'll put that in the comments, post your comment when you're done. Step 3 then is when you assign duties. That's when you choose who's doing the which text. In the comment box, you'll write the name of the partner and the name of the text. If it's just you and you don't have a partner, you need to choose both texts. So all you have to do here is post the 2 texts. On the other hand, you are welcome to get extra credit by adding any of the other texts that we've read in this class. So you can add the necklace or civil peace or the King Tut photo essay. And for each one of those that you add, you can get up to 10 bonus points. So extra texts get you extra credito. Step 4 then is actually the slideshow. You'll need about at least 3 slides. It says 4. I have to amend that. It's 2 slides for each of the 2 texts. You have a title slide with the name for the presentation and group members' names. Then you'll need 1 slide for In La Rinconada and 1 slide for The Thrill of the Chase. You are welcome to have more. The example has 2 slides per text. Each text slide is going to at least need a title. It could be the title of the text. And if you didn't include that, you'll need the text, author, and title in that slide or those slides. You'll also need images that go with what you're talking about. You'll need an answer to the question. And remember, you talked about your thesis, so you'll want to answer the question and talk about what is both comforting and anxiety creating because of materials in the text. And then you'll want textual evidence of the page number it came from. Then you get to add anything you want as far as gifts and interviews and videos, those kinds of things to make it interesting and fun to participate in for the presenting for the audience. So then you'll want to go through and organize your ideas, fine-tune the content, improve your use of media, make sure your clips are short. There's no need to have a 20-minute video clip. That's boring. Choose which seconds to show in your presentation if you need to choose that. Prepare for your presentation, and then you'll submit here, as you always do, by downloading PDF of your doc and uploading it here in Schoology. So your group presentation link is here. I'm going to 2-finger click and open that in a new tab. You'll make a copy, and the first thing you'll do with your group member is share it with them by adding their name here until you've got their actual email address. Then you'll share it with them. That way both of you can be working on it at the same time. You'll need to title it. You'll need to add your names. Here's a setup for a slide on La Rinconada, where you cover all the bases there, and the thrill of the chase, cover all the bases there. And remember, you need to have each of these things for each text. So before you submit it, make sure that you have all of these things for each text. The last thing you need is to turn it in. So here's an example. This one is an example of only one text and one of the extra credit texts, not even one of the texts that you're required to do. I didn't want to do an example of one you're required to do because that's kind of like giving you the answers, and that seems silly. So here's the presentation. It says the title is Materialism, Comfort, or Anxiety. And we got the authors here. Then we have the text and the author, The Necklace by Guy de Maupassant. And then an explanation of the answer to the question. The desire for material possessions caused Madame Loisel anxiety. So you have to talk about how the possessions create anxiety. And in this case, it was the desire for them. Here's the explanation in my own words. She wanted prettier things than she had, wasn't grateful for what she did have, and the textual evidence to back that up. So from the text and with the page number 373, she suffered constantly, feeling that all the attributes of a gracious life, even luxury, should rightly have been hers. Then you've got your image, so that checks all the boxes that we were just talking about up here. Got them all. Then, next section, this is where we then answer the rest of the question. What about comfort? Having the necklace for the night brought Madame Loisel comfort, even joy, although we know, as the readers, it only lasted for a few hours, and then bit her in the butt for the next 10 years. But, in that time, in my own words, she has the necklace and appears to be the rich, classy lady she always wanted to be, for one night. And with the textual evidence, page 376. She danced enraptured, carried away, intoxicated with pleasure, forgetting everything in this triumph of her beauty and the glory of her success. With images over here to go along with this. Because we know she looked beautiful that night, and the rest of the time she was a washerwoman. So, that example is for you to peruse. Take a look at that. Then lastly, we have Step 5, which is presentations. That's Friday. So, this we'll comment and give each other feedback, positive feedback on what we did well in our presentation, what was interesting information, that kind of thing. And that's it. So if you have questions, shoot me an email and have fun with it. It's always nice to have a slideshow in the midst of essays and reading and writing. So enjoy this artistic opportunity. Find some good pictures, find some good videos.